Welcome, welcome. Let's take a look at what's in the news today. Making headlines in the news today is the vote to finally release the Epstein files. You know, the files, the ones that don't exist, the hoax, but they've been voted to finally release that information. So I'm excited, but let's not get too excited. We know how these things work. So in the cards today, I'm just going to ask, will we see things being released? What kind of things we're going to see released? And what does this mean for justice moving forward? So let's get straight into this reading. The first question that I'm going to be asking the cards today is, will we really see these things be released? Because in the last reading that I done last week, we saw information being released. They kept talking about information being released. And then I was thinking as I'm doing the shuffling, are we really going to see information released, or are they going to cover it up? And the card jumped out, flicked over and crossed over crossed over the top of the release of information card. And the card that was on top said protection. So I straight away knew that that means they're going to be protecting certain people or protecting certain information. So that's what the card said. It was almost like the Celtic cross, where you have the issue, and the issue being information being released and what's blocking it moving forward as crossing it. And we had the protection card. So protecting certain people or protecting certain information. That already came out in the reading that I done last week. So let's dive a little bit deeper on that one today. We're going to see, will we really see information released about the Epstein files? The real information. So I'm using my governance oracle today. I'm also going to be using my starter shadows for the second question, which is what type of information we may see released. But starting with the first question from the governance deck, we're going to be asking, will we really see information released, the real information released for the Epstein files? Okay, so these ones came out very fast, these first cards, and then the second one I really had to push. Who does that one remind you of? I know who that one reminds me of. Of course, why am I not surprised? I was so excited when I heard that everybody voted except one person to have the information released. Skeptical, of course. And what do we see here on the table? Certain knowledge is going to be withheld, just like they said to me last week in the cards, that they will be information that the people they'll be protecting or information they'll be protecting. Says it again. So yeah, definitely is what is going to be happening here. Now let's have a look at the other cards, because I find them very interesting. Now that's middle one, that person sitting on their very official chair, power of persuasion. So didn't somebody write a book once about the art of persuasion, maybe? Interesting. And then we have the card sitting next to that, isolated outcast. So you know what? Somebody might be outed. There might be, remember I talked about, they were showing me like the inner circle, and you'll find that on all this information that came in last week on the inner circle reading. So it's like there's like an inner circle reading, and then certain people are being thrown on the outside of the circle, and they're no longer under the protection. So there is somebody going to be an isolated outcast. And to me, that sounds pretty much like the analogy that they gave me last week, where being outed and put on the outside of the circle where there's no protection for you. So what does this mean? Does that mean somebody that's currently in the outer circle will be put on the outside of the circle if they really do release that information, which you can see here, it's not being released. They are withholding certain things. Or is this about somebody that is already on the outer circle and can be outed, thrown to the dogs, pretty much is what energy I'm picking up there. Now, I'm not doing a deep reading today. This is just a light in the news headlines. And then the final card that I really had to push for, so I don't think it's as important as the three on the table, because the three on the table, as you saw from the shuffle, they jumped out very quickly, and I had to keep really pulling and pushing to get this last card. Now, this last card is trade war. It could be either that we're going to, maybe that could be the thing that distracts us. You know, they're always looking for a distraction to get our attention off the files. So maybe war will be the topic of the day on the news now until we forget again, or maybe it's indicating a few countries. You can see all the flags there in the picture, so maybe a few countries. But the answer to the question is the 3 cards that jumped out first of all. So outing somebody being put on the outside of that protected circle. Remember if you didn't watch that other reading, the inner circle it's called, it's showing how all different types of people, whether they're CEOs, whether they're royal family members, whether they're politicians from any side of the fence, any country too, by the way, are in this little protective circle on the inside. They know each other's secrets, they know what goes on, and they all protect each other. There's like a code of ethics in there, like a code of you can't release certain information, you can't talk about it because, it's like Fight Club, I guess. What happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club, or there is no Fight Club. Exactly. So it's that kind of energy. But once somebody talks about it, then they're no longer in that protective circle. So this is where these cards all fit the picture perfectly. So let me take a look using the Stardust Oracle and have a look at what kind of information we may get released, because you can see they're not releasing everything. The parts that we really want to see, they're not releasing those parts. So let's see what kind of things we're going to see get released out of the files, out of this vote to release the files. And by files, I mean information. There we can see me shuffle. Okay, there's a couple of things going on here. First thing I've noticed with this card here, it says warning. Let me just show you what the card, a dangerous situation. This came up in one of the readings I done last week. Now, it might have been the Prince Andrew reading, something going on, and I said something about striking back because of the way the black snake's positioned in there ready to strike. So there's a warning, or there's a dangerous situation in releasing information. Now, fast action, it was quite quick. That request to have them released was very quick. So they've got to work very fast here. That's what I'm getting. It's not about the releasing being very fast. It's like jumping into action or moving very fast to work out how we deal with this now. What do we do? What do we release? How do we cover up? And one of those, that war card could have even been an answer to that. Now, the draining card, as far as it says blood, money, or energy. Now, when I was thinking about this, when I heard it on the news, I was getting the visions of the inner circle, and the inner circle is people that have a lot of money. So they're a lot of money. These are very, very wealthy people. So in the vision that I was having, they were throwing money at the situation. So it's like, okay, fast action. We've got to put a plan in place here. We've got to do something now. And it's like any amount of money to fix this, to make it go away. So it's like all these people on the inner circle that are very well funded are throwing money at the situation. This is the vision that I was having as I was watching or listening to that news article, to fix it, to make it go away, to cover it up, to get their names out of there, to whatever it is. I can't. And one of the things was, I cannot be implemented in the, I cannot be like seen as being anywhere near this information. So that was somebody that I don't know who that person was. It wasn't somebody like one of the politicians. It was like a corporation, and they were, okay, just take whatever it takes. Did I see that? Yes, I did. There it is. There's a card. Whatever it takes. This was the vision I had this morning. Do whatever it takes. Throw any kind of money at it to make it go away. Or get certain people that they need to be protected out of those files, out of the list. So yeah, that's the energy that I was picking up around that. Now, reckoning is the judgment card. This was the next question that I had, and I will be asking that. So do whatever it takes, throw whatever money at it, so there is no reckoning or judgment. That's the answer to that question. Now, the exhaustion is the Knight of Wands. This has been going on for a long time. Not the exhaustion. It's this person's got their head down in shame. That's interesting. Or covering their face in this image. It's not the words, it's the image of this card. So certain people are covering their faces. Now that aligns to the rest of the reading, because it's like, I cannot be seen. That's what they were telling me. I cannot be seen as being any part of this, anywhere near it, because of the corporation, because of its connections to other things. If I'm seen in any way as being part of this, then it brings down so many different other things and things that we probably use every day. It's probably things that are brand names or, it's not even brand names, it's something that's so important that pretty much keeps us all going and runs the world. So imagine if that corporation went bankrupt, not that it will, but that's what I'm kind of getting. So it's like a big, big company, and these people are throwing, and it's probably more than one, but I'm seeing the energy of throwing money at it, do what it takes to cover it over. I cannot be seen as being anywhere connected to this information. Now, the person I can hear saying that and see in that picture, and that was the vision that I had as well, was actually the vision, not during the reading, but I had this morning, was somebody throwing money from Felt Corporation saying, I cannot be seen any part of this. And then it's showing up in the cards as well. So the person that I'm getting, I don't know if it's a corporation. I don't know if it's a politician. I just know it's a very powerful person that cannot be seen connected to this in any way. So they've got to do whatever it takes, throw whatever they can at this situation. So that's a very interesting spread. So let's take a look back over here and see, what is this mean? What does this mean for justice moving forward for the victims? The main card here that they want to say is deals made. I don't know if this is all, yeah, it's just a facade of goodwill too, by the way. So making deals, I don't know if it's payouts, payoffs, whatever it is, it's deals made. So justice moving forward and doesn't make the courtroom. It's deals being made outside of the courtroom before it gets to court, or with a facade of goodwill. There's a facade of goodwill. We all kind of know, and it's a power shift. So we've got power, shifting power. Okay, let me just check what that one, tyrannical leader. Seeds of prosperity. Okay, so there's a lot of money being seeded into this. The word that I heard there very quickly was capital, and I've lost it, and I'm so sorry. Venturism. If you know what that word is, please do let me know. It's some capitalistic word, but anyway, that's kind of what I heard. Capitalism, something that's completely gone now. If I don't grab it straight away, I don't remember it. I don't retain the knowledge or the information. It just kind of comes and goes. So the cards here, the main thing in the answer to this question being, what does this mean for justice moving forward? Deals get made. So deals get made. I don't see any courtroom cards here. I see deals being made. And remember, the spread before was throw any amount of money at it, make this go away, whatever it takes. So then prosperity, that's seeds, that's money, that's, yeah, and then tyrannical people, tyrannical leaders. The deals get made, but it's only goodwill on the face or on the surface. So yeah. And then the power shift, shifting dynamic, shifting enemy, shifting blame, I think, shifting blame. So that definitely shifting blame, that's where that energy is coming in. So it doesn't go towards those powerful companies or powerful leaders. More than one country, I'm hearing. Anyway, just a quick one to see what's in the news today. Hope you enjoyed that reading. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on the whole situation, and hope you have a wonderful day today.